Welcome to this edition of CEO Corner. I'm Otis Rawl, President and CEO of the South Carolina Chamber of Commerce, and I'm happy to have with me today Jim Newsom, the Executive Director for the South Carolina Ports Authority. Jim, thanks for being with us today.
Thanks for having me, Otis.
Well, we've been down in Charleston at our annual meeting in your kind of neck of the woods,
Right.
and you've been over here to talk to us a couple times. Let's talk about the port and what's going to make the port successful down the road. I think we got some distinct advantages over some of the other ports on the East Coast. Can we just talk about those for just a little bit?
Sure. I mean, I think that obviously a port, like any logistics, is a derived demand, and we're located really in, I think, the most attractive location in the United States. 28% of the population in the United States is in the Southeast, and it's projected to grow the most. We've got the most productive port in North America and probably the world. We handle over 40 containers an hour. I think the most important thing is that we have the deepest natural harbor in the South Atlantic. So we can handle most of the world's container ships that are going to be built today without a dredging project. And ships are getting bigger because of the Panama Canal, and we're in an ideal position to handle those ships when they come here.
Well, I know that a lot of talk around Maersk is, and you've been in the papers here, and y'all have been successful with getting Maersk to stay in South Carolina. And can you talk about those negotiations and where you think that takes us in the future?
Well, that was critical for us. I mean, Maersk is the largest line in the world. They have 15% share of the world market, plus they're financially stable and they can grow as some of the other lines struggle. So we had to keep them here. It's not possible to be a world-class port without them. And we really just, really ramped up the dialogue with them and just addressed their financial concerns. All the major lines are losing money today. They had some issues here where they felt they weren't competitive, and we were fortunate enough to be able to address them and keep them here.
Well, I know the other thing that getting your feet on the ground and trying to work through some stuff, y'all have gone through a strategic planning process and kind of looked at where the port's going. What are some of the things that you go look at to either bring new to the port or bring back to the port, processes and those types of things?
Well, I think that we have to grow in our existing business, which is the container business. We have to branch out into the break bulk business. There's a lot of opportunity in the break bulk area, be it cars, ro-ro, neo-bulk cargo, things of that nature. Have to work with the other people, such as the Commerce Department, in bringing distribution centers here. Right. People that own cargo need places to store it. Right. And then we're working on cruise initiative, which is important for us. So we're not focusing on any one thing. We're focusing on a lot of things, and it's all about growing our business, improving our facilities, improving our rail access so that we can really be one of the preeminent ports in this country.
We're talking about facilities. The Ports Authority is right in the middle of an expansion at the naval base. How is that coming, and are you on time to open 2014 as originally thought?
Well, world trade has lost about 3 years of growth in the current economic crisis, so we're a bit behind in terms of when we'll need that facility. My best guess right now is late 2016, early 2017, but yet we're starting to construct the terminal because it takes a long time to build a terminal. So it's a big endeavor, and it's worth seeing sometime.
It was interesting. At dinner last night, we talked a little bit about how long and how you're speeding up the drying process just to be able to build a base and actually build a platform for what you need and all. So a little bit. If we build out, how big can the Port of Charleston be in comparison to what it is right now?
We today handle about 1.4 million TEUs of containers. When we finish the Navy base, we'll have 6.5 million TEUs of capacity, which is significant.
Right.
And then we're an investor, we're a 50% stakeholder in the Jasper Ocean Terminal, right, which has another 6 or 7 million TEUs. So we're going to have plenty of capacity to grow our business. And again, I think it's encouraging that we're in the most growing part of the United States. So we're going to need it.
Right. Well, I'm not real sure where we all are on the Jasper County terminal and all. Can you just kind of tell us the status of that?
Well, it's a joint venture with Georgia, and we're working together. That port is created through an intergovernmental agreement, right, and then when you have an intergovernmental agreement, you have to create a bi-state compact that says how the port will operate. So we're working with Georgia on that now, and we think it will operate in roughly the same way as the Port of South Carolina or the Port of Georgia does today, because we're very efficient. Again, it's a long-term process. I don't think we'll need that terminal until 2025 at the earliest.
But you got to start
But you got to
today
start working on it now.
Now to get it
Yeah,
there.
you got to
So,
start working on it now.
other good things happening at the port. Anything you want to talk about, Jim, that y'all or what do you need the business community to do to step
Well, I
up?
think
for?
one good thing is that we just have a very dedicated and loyal workforce and a stakeholder community. I think it's exciting to see how much people in this state know about the port. They recognize how important it is, and that's very heartening. And I think we just need South Carolina companies to use the port.
Right.
You know, I mean, there are other competing ports. I think in other ports, those companies in those states are very loyal to the port, and they are here too. But just to emphasize to the logistics people, please use this port. It's a big asset for the state.
Well, I think it's really nothing more than a marketing game for us. You know, we've got the assets. It's just a matter of us getting out and selling it in a global marketplace and getting investors to use the port, get them to come in here. And if we can grow South Carolina's economy, the port stands to gain and be that entry point and exit point, really, for businesses locating in South
Well, I think
Carolina.
South Carolina with the Boeing development, I mean, that sends a strong message to a lot of companies that they need to consider South Carolina. I think Site Selection Magazine said South Carolina was like the 5th or 6th
Right.
best location for new business. So we have a lot going for us, and we hope to play a big part of that.
Well, Jim, thank you for joining us today. Thank you for your comments at our annual meeting. And thank y'all for joining us today on CEO Corner. And we'll be back next week with another guest to talk about a business issue important to the business community.